Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dragon Balls review. I am your host, Chriz, aka Mole. Joining me is James Phoenix.
Hello.
And as you can read, this is Dragon Ball fighterz with a Z. And yeah, we're here to review that game, the latest Dragon Ball Z game. Where basically it's made by the company that did, I think it's Guilty Gear. And it works because it's each model is 3D. However, they play it on a 2D plane, so it's like a 2.5D, like Street Fighter 5 or Mortal Kombat and stuff. But the difference being, with how they've shell shaded the models and stuff, they look 2D when they're in that dimensions. Therefore, it just looks like the show is the fighting, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've got the game on PS4. James has watched the game on PS4. I bought the fighterz edition with a Z again, but there's three editions. There's the regular edition, fighterz edition, and ultimate edition.
What?
Fighterz edition comes with a season pass for the fighters that they're bringing out as DLC, so you get 8 extra fighters in the future.
Okay.
That's the version I got. The ultimate one includes that, but it also includes extra voices and extra music for the game.
Okay.
For the announcer for when you do replays and stuff, I'll get to that later, and extra music for just background stuff and all that. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but they said they're going to be selling those stuff separately anyway. So I was like, well, I'll just buy the fighterz pack now, wait to see if that stuff's needed, and then I'll get it in the future if I need it, or if I want it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
We don't know who the 8 fighters are at the moment, but the game itself, when you load it up, you go into a hub, and you get to play like a little chibi version and walk around for a little bit. Currently, as you can see in this photo, I am Bulma. There she is. She's right there. That's the one I am, Bulma. I say that for the benefit of Jim, because I know he doesn't know who Bulma is.
I'm aware of who Bulma is. I might not really know the character, but I can pick her out of a lineup.
Arguably. The reason I say arguably is that's her super design, so she's got like different hair and different clothes and everything.
Oh, her hair doesn't look doesn't look that different, but fair enough.
And it's blurry as hell. Yeah, it's very different.
It is blurry, but you said Bulma. I could figure based on the people I could see on the screen that was probably Bulma.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, she has a different hairstyle per series. Basically, that's her more super hairstyle. But yeah, I'm playing as her. The reason why is I got a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta, and I'm walking around the hub. The problem I had with doing that though is everyone fucking uses that because it was the pre-order bonus, so everyone uses it. And or people use the non-glowing pre-order bonus one. Either way, I'm like, there's 1,000 of them walking around. No, I want to at least have my avatar be something a little different. I don't want to be one of a million of the same character. But yeah, and yeah, the game itself, there's a story mode, which when you play story mode, you get like that.
Neat.
That's like a little board game, and the object is to get from where you are, which is on that one, it's Goku, so it's the orange circle, and the object is to get to him at the bottom because he's the boss, and you can go any route you want, or you can take out everyone if you choose to. And in between, there's cutscenes and stuff, but you can't capture them, so I didn't have any photos of them. It literally doesn't allow me to do that. But the cutscenes do look cool. As you can see from this one here, which isn't an actual game, isn't a story cutscene.
Ooh, explosion.
That is a certain person dying.
Ah.
Which, as people know, when that happens, Goku gets mad and Super Saiyan. And that's from the fact that one, like I said, you can't actually capture the cutscenes, but that's because each fight has a special intro and outro for the different verse modes and stuff. So, like, if you use Goku and Frieza, and I think select Namek as the background, you get that where he kills Krillin, and that makes Goku become the Super Saiyan model he is in the game. There's one for Gohan and Cell and stuff like that. So there's a few to one getting it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Which I like those because it's always fun to have special intros when it's important in a game. Like I mentioned to I think it was Jim. It might have been Richter I mentioned it to. Or Simon, one of them. But I mentioned to him a while ago that like when we played Injustice, I hate the fact if you pick Joker and you pick Batman, the intro looks exactly the same. All that changes, you might get an extra line of dialogue. This one, they've gone out the way to make it a really like cinematic experience, so you feel like, oh my god, this is cool. Like Batman v Joker and yes, I'm wearing a Batman shirt, but yeah, Batman v Joker in Injustice, it should have a special intro that's not the same as if Joker went against Superman besides his dialogue. Because come on, it's Batman v Joker. Come on.
It's true.
But yeah, the story mode itself, you get the cutscenes, and the idea behind the stories, there's 3 stories. The idea is you're playing as yourself, kind of. You're playing as your soul that's now been trapped inside someone else's body. The first story, you're trapped inside Goku, and the reason why is Android 21's on the loose, and she's trying to essentially steal all the fighterz and stuff like that. And she's cloned them all so she can keep eating them. Because she likes to eat them like candy, because she's essentially part Boo. And yeah, she turns people into candy and she eats them, so that's cool. And the second story, you play as Frieza with the soul inside him. And it's like a different story. It's like, what if Frieza had had the soul instead of Goku? And you see how that unfolds, which is hilarious. And the next one, which I haven't completed the third one yet, but you play as Android 18 with the soul inside, with your soul inside of her. And yes, for people wondering, as a move in the game, because I found it really hilarious, Boo goes, and then he turns people into candy. There's Ginyu candy, Vegeta candy, and Tien candy.
Nice.
I took the picture of that for Twitter just because I loved the fact each one of them was a different shape and stuff. Because in some of the past Dragon Balls games, and I think Kid Buu still does it on this one, when he turns into candy, he just turns into a ball of candy. Because it's easier to animate. This one, they actually got the way to make a little a little cute version that he eats. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, the story mode's pretty cool. It feels like Dragon Ball. It's really cool. And you do get stuff like in the, I'm going to give some spoilers, but in the Frieza one, he does team up with the good guys eventually because they realize there's a greater evil of Android 21. Which then means you get great dialogue, you get great scenes like Cell and Gohan having to work together. And Cell's basically like, come on, Gohan, let's finish it now. He's like, no, we're trying to protect people. That's what I do. And he's like, oh, so you're saying if I killed your loved ones, that might be enough to make you angry enough to fight me again? And then you're just like, wow, brilliant. There's also a scene which is kind of dickish of Cell questions Yamcha. And he mentions to him that Yamcha's power level is weak as hell because his link's been broken, therefore he's not worth fighting because he's so low. Frieza agrees, but then what makes that scene funnier, Goku then goes, oh yeah, you've got a good point there, to his friend Yamcha. And Yamcha's like, you're not believing this, are you, Goku? He's like, well, it would explain a lot. And you're like, oh, come on. Oh, poor Yamcha. But yeah. But yeah, there's an arcade mode, which is fun, The problem with the arcade mode, no endings. For when you beat the arcade mode, you don't really get endings. And yeah, and the computer's difficulty only gets increased because they god mod the hell out of them. Like their move suddenly does a hell of a lot more damage than it should do to your health bar. And you're like, that's not more difficult. That's just cheap difficulty. More difficult would be if they could actually think better. But the arcade mode's still fun. You get different paths as you go through it, so you never know where you're gonna go. And just because I know Jim watches it, just like WWE's Mixed Match Challenge, yeah, that's gonna get mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, as you're going in the arcade mode, each team has a unique and funny name.
Nice.
When it puts them together, so I'm like, yay! Just like that one where it's got like Team Little Big and Team Ginger Snaps and stuff. And I'm like, okay. I will just say for the record, off topic slightly, WWE's Mixed Match Challenge is one of the greatest things they've done in years. Did you know? Have you watched any of the episodes?
I watched the one you just mentioned, the Ginger Snaps versus Team Little Big.
Oh, so you've only seen the third one?
Yeah.
I thought you would have watched them in order. But yeah, that one's so funny on the third one where like Braun's trying to teach Alexa Bliss to flip a car. And then afterwards, like, this isn't going to happen. He just walks off. And like their special move, which he does it off him. That's fun. But yeah, they do the different teams. There's a offline mode to fight versus and a tournament and stuff for multiplayer. There's ranked mode and casual mode, which is cool, so you can fight people around the world. The problems lie in a couple of factors. Number one, it's really annoyingly hard to play with your friend. No, there we go. Yeah, like say I said to Jim, Jim, do you want to play Dragon Ball FighterZ? Assume you have it for a second, Jim.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
How would I play you?
Well, usually we'd play via share play.
No,
I mean, if I had the game, it would just be an online match. But
yeah, I said if you had the game, how would I play with you?
Oh, just we would set up an online match, so kind of a private mode or whatever.
Yeah. Normally, you go to like invite friend is the key feature, and then you can click and add your friend.
Yeah.
Not this one. You have to try and hope you're in the same room as your friend, and then they have to host a ring thing, which they can do, for where they can when they get a circle around them. Then you have to go up to their avatar, click that, get in there, and if they haven't set it to, and I think they can set it to private, but it's just a pain in the ass. You have to go through so many hoops just to get a fight, and you're like, but some people are like, oh well, that's a game flaw that maybe they'll patch in like invite system, and I'm like, I don't think they will because they've designed it that way. That's literally, it's not like they've chose not to add an invite system. It's not like they've messed up the invite system like some games where they've messed it up in the past. This one chose not to do it.
Yeah.
Because this is the design they've chosen. For what's there, it works. I mean, it's just a pain in the ass with some of the hoops.
Yeah.
One negative, which I'll point out for the people here, which some people will have, some people won't. It's way too easy.
Is it?
Semi. The reason why is if you keep pressing square or if you keep pressing triangle, there's auto combos. Will chain into and do a move. However, it's worth noting the moves do more damage if you do the actual command to do them. Problem is, nearly every player has the same combo. It's either like quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, when it's like R1 or R2 or X or something like that. One of those three, either way, because there's different. Some do R1, some do R2. X does it on all of them. And you get to do their special moves, which is fine. And it has been proven that if you're good at the game and you know actual combos and you know actual moves, you will completely wreck a new person. So I don't mind that part of it being easy. I wouldn't mind it if, like I mentioned, and I'll just use the comparison again, like we mentioned Injustice, where it was proven if two people were equal it depended on where they were stood, on what map, because of all the stuff where you can just grab someone and throw it at them, and you're like, oh, come on. That's the map shouldn't dictate who wins, but it's a case of with this one, if they're equal levels, it'll be basically determined by who performs the best in that particular match, which is how a fighting game should be. Some people will complain about the casual part of it, but I argue based on Dragon Ball being this huge franchise, which I do love, if they didn't have at least some element to appeal to the casuals, a lot of people who bought that game would be pissed. Mainly because it's made by people who do Guilty Gear, and I've played a couple of them in the past, but I know not everyone who plays this will have played any of them.
Yeah.
Not everyone who plays them will play those fighting games.
Right.
They'll just want to play Dragon Ball, which is fine. I'd argue maybe that's what Xenoverse is for, because I love Xenoverse. More DLC on that's coming soon. And I'm actually mentioning the DLC for that for a specific reason, Jim.
Okay.
It ties into this game.
Oh.
Some of the DLC in the future, which they hadn't planned at launch, obviously, they've got Android 21 coming into that, who was the created character as the villain from this.
Nice.
Then they're adding it so your characters can go Super Saiyan Blue. I'll just call it that because it's easier than saying Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. You can then go Super Saiyan Blue if you want to. And oh, that's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, Xenoverse 2 is amazing. I love that game. But yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ, like I said, there's a couple of little problems. I actually genuinely like it.
Nice.
And those avatars you saw, and you get stuff for your card and stuff, there is like a micro, I'm not going to say microtransaction, it's more loot box in the game.
Okay.
But the reason I say not microtransactions is there's no way of purchasing the currency to actually buy those. You have to earn it in game. It's entirely cosmetic. You go to the shop and you buy like a pack of 10 random ones, and it goes and it gives you the 10 random things. And you're like, oh, yay, I just got this character, yay. Which is fun. Because I argue I'm not against loot boxes in games. I'm against making people pay real world money for loot boxes. Because then, not everyone, but you'll encourage a lot of people who are, I don't know what you'd call it, but desperate or really big fans of a certain thing that's locked away. You encourage them to spend more and more money for something that they want without the option to just flat out buy it.
Right.
Which always annoys me, that element. But I understand why it's there, make some money. But like I said, it's entirely cosmetic, so I like it. Like, I got my own little playing card. I got a few characters. As you saw there, I was playing as Bulma. I had to unlock her. My card has Vegeta, and it's all blue, and it's got this cool effect on it. I like it. I got my own titles and stuff, because you can pick your titles.
Nice.
But yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ with his head. FighterZ. But yeah, it's cool. It's really worth it. If you like Dragon Ball, it's worth checking out. If you like fighting games, I'm gonna say if you don't like Dragon Ball but you like fighting games, this isn't the game for you.
Okay.
The one I'd recommend is if you like fighting games, Street Fighter Arcade Edition just came out, Street Fighter 5 Arcade. Because Street Fighter is, in my opinion, the best fighting game out there. Each character plays differently. It's all about fairness. It's great. Street Fighter is still the daddy of fighters. However, like I said, if you like Dragon Ball, this is totally worth checking out. And if you like Dragon Ball and FighterZ, it's worth checking out because it may not be as hardcore as you want, but the fan service and some of the cool stuff that you can do in the game will make up for it. And you'll be like, oh, that's a cool moment. There's even a comeback in the game of the Dragon Balls.
Oh.
I think I may have showed you that, but I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I don't recall it, but I could have forgotten.
Basically, when you do combos, like if you do the auto ones, or if you don't, let's say you get a 10-hit combo, boom, Dragon Ball.
Oh.
20 or 30-hit combo, boom, Dragon Ball. And they keep doing that way. When both people have done enough to get 7 Dragon Balls, the first person to do a quick combo, which is square, 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 basically all the squares. But when you do that, it then activates Shinran, and you get to make a wish. Like you can become immortal, so you can't be killed if you've made that wish. You can revive a teammate because it's a 3-on-3 battle, and you can revive a dead teammate. You can wish for more power, so it does damage increase. And there's a fourth one, but I can't remember what it was. I like that because a lot of fighting games like Street Fighter and all them, they do have something built in nowadays for like a comeback. So there is like a comeback system, which the comeback systems in fighting games are fine. I appreciate why they're there. They're kind of fun. Hell, I was playing Simon on Tekken 7. And like one of the comebacks there gives you your special thing, and it built up enough, and we both got it. He had like that much health left. I had like 0. Like I couldn't even see my health bar, but I was still alive. I quickly activated it as a Kuma, did Raging Demon, and just killed him. He's like, "Fuck you!" He's like, "Why the fuck would what overkill?" I'm like, "Oh, so it's still won." And he still goes on about the time I beat him with Raging Demon. I'm like, yeah, that's fun. Comeback systems in games are fun, as long as they're not too easy. Like this one isn't really easy. Like if you know there's 7 Dragon Balls and you know the other person needs to make a comeback, you can just block and stop them doing the combo, or quickly do on yourself and become immortal. Which would then be extremely unfair for the person who needs to come back.
Yeah. Yeesh.
But I like that. And it's not a Dragon Ball game without something to do with the Dragon Balls. So having the 7 Dragon Balls and the wish, it comes up and you get to pick which one of the 4 and quickly press X to do it. And if you take too long, he disappears and no wish is activated. Which I'm like, that's cool. I like that.
Nice.
But yeah, as a rating, as people know, I like to do the 3 systems. For this one, it's going to be buy, rent, avoid. Like I said, I give it a thumbs up. It's totally worth checking out. I like this game so far. It's one of the best games of the year. It's only ironic because it's the second best game of the year, in my opinion, and it's the second best game that came out that day.
Okay.
Because on the same day that came out. Which is so much fun. And the reason I'm not showing a Dragon Ball fighterz thing is, yeah, I'll admit I bought that digitally. This I bought online on Games webpage because I had points on my card. I got to redeem it and take money off and get it that way. Dragon Ball fighterz I bought on PlayStation Store directly, and then at midnight I got to play a game of them before I went to bed. I was like, yeah, I'll just have a quick game. So yeah. When you watched the game, Jim, since I know you haven't said much during this, what was your thoughts as a spectator?
It looked like a really fun game. It seemed like the fighting. It seemed like it was a balanced fighting where each side had chances to to hit big combos and big moves. It's a 3-on-3, so you can trade your people out at any time. If one of them starting to get weak, you can pull in somebody else. Like you mentioned, the art style really does look like the television show from the few episodes that I've seen. It was really impressive they were able to pull off 3D models that can look 2D in that fighting mode. So that's really good that they were able to do that. That's one of the. I think this more than other games that are based on properties like that. This one looks more like Dragon Ball Z than any other game based on TV show I've seen has looked like that game for the most part.
Yep. Except arguably, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Arguably a PS1 game.
Okay.
There was a PS1 Dragon Ball game. I'll show you later. It was what was it? It was Ultimate Battle. I think it was 25 or 22. The reason I say that is I can't remember what the number was, because it had a cheat system in the game where if you enter this combo, you then unlocked 4 or 5 new characters, and you got a brand new intro, and the game changed from Ultimate Battle. I think it was 22 because it had 22 people to then 27 because it had 5 more, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, and it was all 2D, but it looks amazing. This one looks miles better. And it just looks really beautiful.
Good.
I will say, just because I was looking for it, there is also in this game some transformations.
Mm-hmm.
Some aren't permanent, like Super Saiyan Goku can go Super Saiyan 3 during one of his supers, and then it wears off straight afterwards. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku gets Ultra Instinct as one of his moves. It's his new transformation from Super. I don't care, but Frieza though has one that does last longer. He gets to go golden.
Gold Frieza.
I like Golden Frieza. Fun fact: literally just watched that one because the Blu-ray of Super just came out. I just watched that the other day.
Nice.
I saw the movie Resurrection F anyway, but some minor little, I don't know what you call it, tangent, but stop releasing the Blu-rays the way they do. Like I said, the old system, if I was to buy, like I did on VHS, and I bought them on DVD and stuff like that, some of the old Dragon Ball Z and GT and stuff like that. Say like I was to buy Dragon Ball, or say I was to buy Dragon Ball Z. It goes Saiyan Saga, then you get like the Namek Saga, and you get the Frieza Saga. They split up the box sets based on sagas.
Okay.
This one, it's part 1, part 2, part 3, and so forth, because the first one is the first 13 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The first saga, really, which is like the Beerus one, it's a recreation of Battle of Gods, but stretched out and made for a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It's 14 episodes. They could have just put one more episode on there and just made it a fucking season box set. And as a result of this one, you get all the way to the Frieza one, and then right at the end, the last episode on the disc, Goku and Frieza go, okay, let's finally do this. Let's go all out and let's finally face each other. The final battle. And you're like, yeah, credits. And you're like, I mean, it's like end the disc. And you're like, fuck you. I just hate it when stuff does that. It's a slight peeve, but like I said, it plays great. And yeah, it looks good. I gave it a thumb up. And as a spectator, Jim also enjoyed how it looked.
I did.
One fact I will point out, which is neither here nor there. If you go to share play this, people, story mode, all cutscenes are blocked. That's fair enough. I understand games do that, so it doesn't give spoilers. The one that slightly peeved me is you can't give them the pad to play as you or to play against them in like off mode, offline 2 play, and you're like, what? Because they stopped you doing that, which is arguing. I can see why they might, partly, but part of me just gets annoyed by that because in doing that, you stop. Like Jim could have actually had hands-on experience, and if he liked how it played, I'm not saying he would have, but if he'd liked how it played, he might have picked that up.
I might have.
Which is what share plays for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was Chriz, aka the Mole.
You were.
Joining me was James Phoenix.
I was.
Yep. Also known as Golden James. And peace.